All of that capping inside of your rapping, yeah, we do not even appeal. We talking about real feels, but you gon' be missing your meals. So go ahead and sit back and relax and go ahead and no capping, that's real.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. BCC, aka Mr. J Harris, man. You already know. Listen, like I said, this is season 2 of The Real Spill, and I got a real special guest in the house tonight. Let me get more claps, you know what I'm saying? Before I get into it and pass it off to him, let me look at this camera. I must say, this guy that's standing to my right, well, not standing, that's sitting to the right. See, I'm already a little lit. That's sitting to my right is not a day one friend. He just not. You know what I'm saying? We didn't meet each other till we was overseas. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was in the 4th quarter of his overseas journey, you know what I'm saying? I was just in the middle of mine. And literally a mutual friend of ours that's also from Florida hooked us together. It was like, hey, meet my homeboy at XYZ, yada, yada, yada. Truth be told, I was trying to get at that. I was trying to get at her. I was. She gonna know who this is. But, you know, hey, we all cool now. And she linked me with my boy Clark. And, hey, the rest is history. That's one of the realest niggas I know since then. I'm happy to have you here, man, in the spill with me. And look, this is the first ever. This is how much I respect this man right now. This is the first ever one-on-one mini spill, real spill episode ever, man. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to my boy. Give him a round of applause.
You making history.
Yes.
But nah, though, like, I still remember that night. Like,
Yes,
we was at Mark Town. I still remember that.
Wait, tell them who you is and tell them where they can find you and follow you, man.
All right, so y'all can follow me on TikTok, drip_professor5. You can follow me on Instagram, Huncho Clizart. I am the drip professor. I'm the international drip guy. I did this in multiple countries.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, I invented the style, they steal it. But shout out Takeoff, RP Takeoff.
RP Takeoff.
But nah, so like when we met, we just hit it off, and then we found out we was from the same spot. Well, he from Bradenton, I'm from Tampa.
For sure.
But it's like 30, 45 minutes away. And been locked in ever since. Not day one, but I'll be honest though, this nigga really than some day one niggas I've been with. Like,
right.
Not no knock on them,
Vice
but versa.
We
just really got locked in. It was just crazy.
Hit it off. I'm telling you, and it was just like, dang. And I'm gonna tell you, this how I knew you was a real one, because I don't know what made me. I came home from Germany, right, and we were doing a little party for me coming home, and then I just said, "Oh, I think you might have swiped up and said, bro, you back?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You know what, bro, you could pull up. We doing a little cookout thing for me," and you was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'll pull up."
Cause that was around the time, cause you came in December. And I had just got back because I just got out the army, because I got the army in November. Sure. I had only been out like probably like a month.
Facts.
And I had been back in the States for like 3 months, because I got back in September. So that's like 2-3 months.
And then he actually pulled up to the crib. Because, you know, some people, they be saying, oh, I'm going to pull up. Oh, yeah. And then be like, oh, shoot, something came up. He actually pulled up to the crib, vibed with the fam, met the whole fam, met the uncles, met my cousins, all this shit. And like, shit, I think we went out that night. I think that was the night we went out, I think.
Yeah, that's the night me, you.
And my homeboy DeMarco, I think. Yeah, we went to that little spot.
We went to Medusa in Tampa, yeah.
Right.
That was an interesting night.
That was an interesting night. But man, listen, the reason why I really wanted to have you on there, because bro, you one of the main people I called. For those that know, my whole little situation with the whole ghosting and all that, you know, with the t-shirt, this was the friend that said, hey bro, you doing too much. Do not buy this girl them Gucci slides. Birthday come up. I call my homeboy. Everybody needs a friend like my homeboy Clark. Her birthday, June 11th. She a Gemini. Should have known her. Great. Got 2 separate personalities. Anyway, called my homeboy. I said, bro, I'm finna cash out on these Gucci sandals. My boy said, bro, you gotta chill, bro.
Pipe down.
You haven't met her yet, dude. Because if you get this for your first birthday while y'all been talking for 2-3 months.
When you meet her.
You're setting a standard you can't keep.
Yeah.
I said, bro, you know what? You're right. Settled on some dunks.
But I'm like.
And I'm still thankful to this day. Even though me and her worked out, it's just that it was too early for the Gucci slides. Can you tell us how did you know? I mean, like, how did you come up with that advice, and which we're thankful for? But
so the way I came up with it was simple, you know, like basically for me, like Gucci slides, like that's cool. Like you can get a girl that I'm not against getting a girl no Gucci slides, Gucci bag, all that. But it's one of them things like You had just met her. This the
Facts.
first thing you getting her. Like
no, wait, hadn't met her in person yet.
Yeah, you had met in person, but you still had like just met
early.
her.
Yeah, facts,
personally.
facts.
So
I just wanted to say that. That's how crazy I was.
So that's another fact in my head. You ain't even meet her in person yet, which means because when you're doing this whole virtual thing, like that's that virtual. Not everybody personality translates outside of the virtual world to the real world. Luckily, hers did. That's why it is what it is.
But that's
now.
hindsight. That's hindsight.
Right. But then you don't know that then. So that's why I'm thinking like that. I'm the one thinking rationally, and I'm like, nah, bro, you can't do that because also, even if it did work out, you setting the bar super high for yourself.
So high.
Because after that, it's gonna be like now you gotta do is get Gucci. Like if you decide to go back, like you end up getting dunks. And you can't go back to that like that.
You can't go Gucci then dunks. You can't go Gucci
like if
then
you
dunks.
get her dunks at that point, it's like dunks gotta just be like it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, just because, Gil.
Exactly.
Dunks
like,
is it's Tuesday. It's just because you woke up today. I love you.
The only way you could get her like dunks to compliment those Gucci sandals is they gonna have to be like some chunky dunkies, off whites, like something that's going for a nice little penny.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. And
round of applause for my boy. Speaking some sense into my certified lover boy head. Even though don't get it twisted. That boy do got them I love you forever ones. Air Force Ones.
Hey, stay tuned for that fit. That's gonna go crazy. Like Dre said, chrome on chrome.
Hey, listen.
Sticks and stones.
Hey, listen. Make sure you follow my boy on TikTok because it's an injustice how I see these niggas getting off with these mid-ass fits, these Reggie-ass fits, and y'all gassing. And my nigga really be putting that shit on. Y'all need to go tap in. I'm telling you. I'm getting on him to be more consistent, but y'all need to tap in. I'm telling you right now.
I say this, like, they do get off with mid-fits because... Like, I'm not trying to toot my horn or nothing like that, but I don't think I buy clothes. I buy pieces. I buy garments. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Like what I had on today, granted, everybody knows the situation I had with Kanye, but, I rocked the Yeezy Gap fit. I pulled off the jacket. Not many people have pulled off the jacket. I only know one other person that pulled off the jacket. It wasn't the same color as me.
Talk your shit.
And that's my homegirl. Shout out Chloe.
Shit.
I'm going to shout out right here. She rocked the red one.
Shout out to Chloe.
But the blue one, I get one other person the blue one. Dirk pulled off the blue one. I seen Dirk with it,
And
but
that's facts.
I think I might have topped Dirk a little bit.
And that's facts.
So,
Talk your shit, bro.
And a little Dirk see it, I ain't knocking his fit, but I think if we put his fit with mine today, I think I might have just hit him by a smidge, just a little bit.
I love to see it, man. We love a confident honcho Clizzard, man. You know what I'm saying? It's time that you get your flowers.
Oh, wait,
bro.
hold on. Let me go. But going back to the I Love You Forever one.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about that.
But I'm going to just say y'all this. All I'm going to say is sticks and stones, chrome on chrome. And if you don't know what that means when he say chrome on chrome, he's talking about chrome hearts. Because
sure.
Drake love him some chrome hearts.
For sure.
So you know what I'm going to do? I got an exclusive chrome heart tee.
Oof.
And, a lot of people, I ain't seen nobody with it. So that's all I'm gonna leave you with.
Hey, that's real spill.
That might drop. That might be first drop of 2023. We don't know. We'll see.
But man, so like I said earlier, you definitely one of the people I go to when I need some advice. Hey, am I tripping? What, you know what I'm saying? I need some guidance, because you're gonna tell me the real. That being said, a big thing, especially in my position, can you speak on just trust / loyalty in general when it comes to a female? What are you looking for? What are indicators that, hey, this is good, or red flags that this is bad? Talk to that.
So, that's kind of...
It's open.
Like, loyalty and trust, they go hand in hand, but they don't. Mm-hmm. So, like, this is the biggest thing for me. I don't really want a girl to love me. Like, it's cool if she love me. But
explain that, please.
So, like they say, like the saying said, love make you do some crazy things.
For sure.
So I look at it like this. If she love me, it may cause her to do some crazy things, good and bad. Mm-hmm. So I'm not necessarily saying it's always bad, but, sometimes when people love somebody, they hurt them because they don't really have that loyalty. I feel like if you have that loyalty, I feel like loyalty weighs more than love, but love kind of intertwines with loyalty a little bit. So if you loyal to me, you ain't gonna hurt me, and you still love me, and that's why you ain't gonna hurt me. So that's why I think loyalty is. I'll say this: loyalty is more like a love on steroids. It's like a heightened version of love. So it's like if you go through levels, so we go through levels where when you meet a girl or you meet a guy, because I'm not gonna just make this one sided, because
Right.
girls talk to guys too. So you meet them, you interested in them. Boom, that's step one. Step two, you start to like them.
Right.
Step three, I'm gonna just break it down. You like them a lot.
Okay.
Step four, you love them. Step five, you're loyal to them. Because
So you think love develops before loyalty?
yeah, I believe love is gonna come before loyalty. So I think sometimes it stops at love. Sometimes it goes. Is there a level higher than loyalty?
Hey, boy, you might have did so with that though. Sometimes it does stop at love.
It does.
You can love. I believe you can love somebody and cheat on them.
Exactly, but see, here's the thing. That's where I'm going with it. Once you hit that loyalty, you're not gonna cheat on them,
Boy.
because you care about what it does to them. When you love somebody, you care, but you don't care. So, but when you loyalty, it's like how they feel and how your actions affect them. They affect you, but when you love them, they affect you. Más o menos, a little bit.
Okay, so let me ask you this: how long does it take for loyalty to develop?
I don't think you can really put a time frame on it. I feel like it's a case by case basis because you know your interactions with people is just different. You know, like how you interact with this girl or this guy is different than how you interact with this girl or this guy. You know, sometimes like I give you a prime example, like homeboys. How I hit it off with you, I'll say outside of like I got quite a few homeboys when I was in the military. I say you and my homeboy Boxley Adam, y'all the two that I hit it off like that.
Right.
And me and him, the difference between me and him, we was day 0 in the Army to day whatever, however many days was. We was basic training, AIT,
everywhere. Yeah.
first duty station together. So I think it's just a case by case basis when you say how long does it take to develop. Like
how about this? How long does it take you to identify loyalty?
for me personally, loyalty is a character trait. I feel like honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. In the generation we live in now, loyalty comes a dime a dozen. I feel like loyalty is a character trait that it's not really in a lot of people in our generation anymore. So I feel like it's easy to tell. Like you can look at somebody, like if you pay attention to people and you read people, like I'm the type of person, I do more observing than I do talking. Especially when I first meet a person.
Right.
I talk, but I'm more watching like how you respond. Like I don't care what you're saying. I want to see how you say it. Because in my mind, I'm gonna be honest, if you got a tongue, you can lie.
True.
So but see, your demeanor, your body language, that ain't gonna lie to me. So I feel like that's how you can tell a loyal person. Like you can tell off rip by just how they are. Because a loyal person, they loyal no matter what.
What? Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. And their loyalty does not depend on
the person,
what another person does to them.
Exactly.
If you're loyal, you're loyal. If I'm loyal to our friendship, right? That means no matter what you do, I still will be loyal if I'm actually loyal to you.
Exactly.
And vice versa. Nothing you can do to shake it unless I choose to no longer be loyal to you.
Exactly. And that's why, like, bad to say I'm not supporting it, but that's why, like, you got some girls that just constantly get hurt time after time, and it's like they can't change it because they're just naturally loyal people. They just like it's just in them. That's why it happens to them so much. And I'm not saying that it's good or that's right, and I'm not saying for them to change because they shouldn't change.
Don't change.
So I'm just saying, like, they gotta just watch how the people treat them because they just so happen to just run to people that's just
misusing them and
Exactly.
and abusing their trust.
And that's not fair to them, in my opinion.
Not at all.
Like I don't support dudes doing that. I don't support girls that do that to dudes. Like that's just not right because that's how you ruin a good person.
For sure.
And it's like we live in a time where I don't know where did it become lame, square, or whatever to be a good person.
Right.
Like it feel like we live in a time where it's just bad to be a good person.
That city boy, that city girl culture is really fucking up this whole generation.
And it's like what's really messing up this generation is music. Pop culture.
Ooh, hot take. That's a hot take.
And I'm not putting it on the rappers. I'm not putting it on the artists. It's the people thinking that like what they saying is how you should live.
It's real life.
Like you think like when they saying they doing this, they doing that. You really think they doing that? No, they not. They
just sound good on the beat.
They saying what people want to hear. They saying what's gonna line their pockets.
What's gonna be a caption?
Exactly. That's all they care about. Like, don't get me wrong. You got some of them out there that's living what they talking about.
For sure.
But they living it to a certain extent.
Right.
And they not saying everything because they not trying to incriminate themselves. Sure. So you got to think about it like that. Like you just got to, I say this, stop living through music. Live your life, your reality. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the world would be a better place. People just live their reality. Stop trying to be somebody else.
Place. You heard it, man.
Yeah, like everybody just be you. Stop trying to be like this person. Stop trying to be like that person. You know what I'm saying? Just be you. If you are a good person, be a good person.
Be a good person.
If you're
unapologetically.
If you're a bad person, just be a bad person. Like don't try to be a good person.
Don't mask it and then you like I'm with you 100%. Like if you a lot of people will try to say like, oh, are disguise themselves as good people, and then they'll end up hurting all these people. Just be yourself. Somebody probably they want a bad guy.
And you gotta think about like this. You're like, for example, you may be bad to this person, but to this other person, you're actually a good person. But if you're masking and you acting this other way, it's like you living a double life.
Boy, I'm telling you.
And that gets hard to manage sometimes.
I'm telling you. And you it's hard to keep up with all the lies. They start building up and building up and building up and building up, and then
exactly. And that's where it comes back to that trust. Can you trust somebody? Trust, I'll say trust is. Because I'm going to spin the block because I got to the loyalty. I ain't get to the trust part. Okay. I'll say trust. That's a hard one because I don't know. Like I'm a firm believer in once you lose trust.
It's tough.
I'm not going to say it's tough to get it back. I personally believe you can't get it back. Because it's like, it's one of them things where it's like, I know what you're capable of. At the end of the day, you capable of that because that's you. That's how I look at it. Like it's just what you're capable of.
So you don't think people can literally correct their past and like move forward better?
I believe people can change, but are they gonna change overnight? No. But see, here's the thing. I'm all for changing, but this is how I'm thinking. Are you changing for me, or if you changing for yourself? If you change for me, you're not really genuinely changing. You're going to relapse. The only time a person is going to genuinely change is when they do it for themselves, not for another person.
That boy spitting.
Because when you do it for yourself, it's a reason you want to do it for yourself. When you're doing it for a person, you're just trying to pacify them. You're not really making yourself happy. So when you change for yourself, it's whatever reason. Everybody got their own reason.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let's say John Doe has hit a woman in the past. Maybe that's not the best, but we'll just use that.
We can go off of that. We can go there.
All right. John Doe has hit an ex-girlfriend in the past, right? John Doe then meets a woman he feels is the love of his life. You're saying that he will eventually hit the love of his life because that's him?
You saying he changed?
I believe people have the ability to change.
That character trait is in him. Now, if we go down that road, I feel like hitting women, that's a character trait as a man.
Yeah, that's why I said it's not really a good example because I believe if you hit women, then you a repeat offender. Like you gonna hit.
But if we go off of just for the example, if he like let's say he hit his ex-girlfriend and let's say he knocked her unconscious.
Yeah, it's
not good, but he knocked her unconscious and he realizes it and he like, oh shit, like
scared straight.
Yeah, at that point you got some niggas that ain't gonna care.
Right.
But then you got some niggas where it scares them. Right. And now they like, fuck, I got a problem. I got to change. And then if he changes for that reason, he's not changing for her. At that point, he's changing for himself because he's seen like, at that point, I feel like you see your life flash before your eyes.
Boy.
Because when you hit anybody, you're going to get in trouble. But when a man hits a woman,
right,
you done for.
Someone who's physically inferior to them, and then you knock them out.
Exactly. You done for by the law, and then when you get inside, they gonna beat your ass.
What?
So you done for you
paperwork
done
party.
Exactly. So I feel like at that point, it's in him, but he can correct it, or I'm not gonna say he really changes, but he knows how to restrain.
Okay. But I don't, maybe that's not the right example. So I'll use myself as example. There was a situation where some things was found, incriminating text message threads, right?
Right.
The thought of me losing that person once she found that, I'm like, oh hell no. Like, if I am allowed this next chance, I'm not doing that shit.
Okay, so this is what I gotta ask you.
Okay.
Are you changing for you or are you changing for her?
I feel like it's both. Because I don't want to lose her. And also I know she makes me better. So it's like I'm doing it for myself too.
When you say if she makes you better, it still kind of goes back. It still kind of sounds like it's going back. It's for her.
But I'm saying it makes me better.
But by you changing or her? Her. So so what you saying is you changing because she giving you another opportunity, which means you doing it for her. When you saying the both, explain what you mean by the both.
By both is I'm changing for her because I don't want her to hurt like that again.
Okay.
And then plus I know how I felt off the thought of losing her due to my actions. So I'm like, oh, I am never going to put myself in this situation ever again because, boy, if I lose her, then, oh, shit, I'm fucked up.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay. If you so you got two scenarios for her and one for you. Which one weighs more? Which one bothers you more?
I feel like losing her.
They can't be equal.
I feel like losing her.
So losing her bothers you more than hurting her. There's no wrong answer.
Ooh,
you'll see where I'm going.
Losing her or hurting her. Okay, so hurting her. Because hurting her was hurting me. So
it's still like you doing it for her. You gotta want to change. You gotta not want to.
But I do. That's why I said it's both. Like, listen.
No, but you gotta take her out the equation. So if she was not in the equation, would you? Because if you think about it,
okay,
that incriminating stuff, that goes for any girl. So if let's say okay, you or her don't work out for whatever reason, are you gonna go back to doing that? Because now she's not in the equation, and then this next girl comes in. You don't really care about her. So are you going to relapse? When I say change for you, that means like, it don't matter if it's her. It don't matter if it's an avatar. It don't matter if it's this girl, that girl. Like you just done with that, period.
I will say this, and you can interpret it the way you want to interpret it. So she's the X factor in this situation because without her, I'm single.
Correct.
So it's like,
Okay, I get what you're saying. You're single, so you can do whatever you want, right?
Right.
But let's say you had another girl, and you didn't have feelings for her like you got feelings for this one. Would you still want to change?
Am I talking to her serious?
Yeah. But because you can talk to somebody serious and not have feelings the same level. Because this ain't the first girl you talk to seriously.
You're right. But I'm telling you, after experiencing this situation, anything else would be a downgrade if I don't like her as much as I like her.
So you're saying she made you want to elevate your life, basically.
Most definitely. Definitely.
In that aspect, it is kind of like
it's like both.
It'll be both, but when you put it like that, I'll say you're doing it more for yourself. So I'm gonna say that it's the right thing. I'll say it's not a 50-50 split. I'll say the closest it'll be 60-40. 60 for you, 40 for her.
I get what you're saying too, and I do see your point. Like, oh, if she's not in that situation, do you still feel like it's right? But the only thing about it is, if it wasn't for her, those text messages wouldn't be inappropriate.
Correct. But yeah, they wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. So she's the X factor in it.
So let me ask you this: what about a girl from whatever the last girl you took seriously? And if you was in that same situation with her, would you feel the same way?
Seriously is very. Can you get more specific when you say took her seriously?
Like,
because I believe
the last girl that you was seriously like fucked up about, and let's say the same exact situation, how would you respond? Would you say like, "Damn, I need to change. I need to like not do this shit no more"?
I'm trying to remember because this fucked up is different from every other fucked up I've ever experienced in my life.
Hey, you got your mind blown?
Boy. Boy. So it's like, I can't even compare. I don't even want to even try to compare because now that you experienced this, it's like any other time that I thought it was serious, it don't compare.
So this opens your eyes saying that you ain't never really had nothing serious.
Wait, no, for sure. Nothing has been serious.
And I'm going to just say this, shout out my boy, I'm trying to get like him, I ain't got to that level yet.
Nothing has been serious, but this is it. So,
and like, I say this, like in your situation, when you with a significant other, and I'm gonna spin the block for you as a man, you should be with somebody that pushes you to want to be better. Like that, like not necessarily saying you want to be better for them, but like they see the potential in you and they push you, and then you got to do that vice versa.
Right.
So you as a man, you the alpha, you the man of the house.
Sure.
It like even though like she can have like I'm not saying
she can be a strong woman, but you
exactly.
Still,
I'm not knocking it. I'm not necessarily saying she got to depend you. Like she could still be a lawyer, doctor. She could be a model. She could be a WNBA player. She could be whatever. Making her own bread, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. It don't matter. Like you still her protector because at the end of the day, a man can still take advantage of a woman, which is not right. And you there to protect her. You like you her knight in shining armor, like they used to say back in the day. So this is what I say. We all got room to grow. And I say you, in your situation, you as the man with her, any area you see her lacking in, it's your responsibility to not point it out to her. Well, you let her know, but in a right way, like you know how to talk to your girl, but it's your responsibility to, invest in her and make her better, like however way you can, whether it could just be talking to her, making sure she stay on track. And she's supposed to do the same thing.
Exactly. I was just about to say that and vice versa.
Y'all both vending machines. She putting her dollar in you, you putting your dollar in her. Y'all gonna come out. And then at the end, y'all both should come out with whatever your favorite candy is.
So, that's today's proverb by my boy Clark. I ain't never heard that. He said you a vending machine. What?
Like,
for $1.
Because when you think about
added value to each other, right.
And this is another thing I say, and this is something that I believe in. It's just from a personal experience, not from me, but from somebody close to me. You shouldn't look to your significant like when somebody say, "Oh, he or she makes me happy." I'm like,
you should be. Yeah, I get
you should already be happy with yourself. You shouldn't look to another person, another human to make you happy. What you're doing is you're inviting them into your happiness.
Right.
So when somebody says, "Oh, my boyfriend or my girlfriend makes me happy," why aren't you happy with your life already?
Right.
And that's when I feel
with yourself.
That's where I see that when they end up breaking up, they end up going into a depression and they have problems because
their whole identity, because their identity is intertwined and based off of this person that they're with.
Exactly. And I think that's where I have a problem with like females, is because a lot of females think that I need them to make me happy. I don't need you to make me happy. I feel like
that's what makes it tough for you to find a girl too, because I feel like you are so content with your life and so goal driven and like you is on the ball, bro. Like you ahead of the curve than most niggas your age. And so if the little games that girls can get away with other niggas
don't work with me.
Don't work. You like, oh, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch.
Exactly. Like
you own that shit.
Like I make it known. Like I straight up tell them, I'm happy being by myself in life. Yeah. Like I don't need you. So,
but you a little cold though. Can we admit that? you definitely the mean one out of us two. You definitely the mean one.
You the lover boy.
I am the lover boy. I am.
I'm not the lover boy. Like,
no, not at all.
I just straight up tell him, and I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I just be like, I don't need you.
But you're rude.
I don't need nothing from you.
You're rude.
Sometimes you gotta be rude to be kind.
What? Explain that. Explain that. Take a sip and explain that.
Because like sometimes there's no other way to say it. Like there's no other way for me to tell you that I don't need you. Like, what do I need you for? Like, there's some dudes that need a woman. Like, they cannot operate without a woman.
True.
I'm not one of those dudes. Like, some dudes, like, they don't even know how to take care of themselves.
Okay.
I don't need you to cook for me. I don't need you to wash my clothes. I don't need you to clean my place.
All right, let me interject. Let me ask you some very specific questions. First question, number one. Do you believe in marriage?
Yes and no.
Look who called me. Carissa, we on a real spill right now. It's me and my boy Clark, man.
What are you doing?
So where was I at? I was with. Ask me the question again about marriage. About marriage.
Oh yeah. Do you believe in marriage?
Do I believe in marriage?
Yes.
Yes and no.
What does that mean?
So when I say yes and no, like I believe in marriage, but I don't believe in marriage through the law.
Expand them on.
Like I don't believe in signing a marriage certificate, getting that shit through the courts.
So what do you
like? You could be married to somebody without doing the paperwork, because when you do the paperwork, that's just an agreement with the government. That's the way the government keep tabs on you, tell you what you can and can't do. Because guess what? You can't just leave that person. They tell you if you could leave that person. And then at that point, us as men, we at a disadvantage. Like, let's say I start like how I do shoes, I do clothes, and let's say like these companies start wanting me to work for them, and I'm making all this money.
Okay.
And I get married to this girl. The court's gonna give her, if I don't make her sign a prenup, which I've only met 2 girls in my entire life that would be open to sign a prenup, but that's because they had their own shit.
Okay.
They gonna automatically give her 50% of my shit, and she didn't help me do none of that.
I thought it's from when you, from whatever you made during the marriage. I thought.
No, it's what you got. She get 50% till the end. Like you can split the house down the middle. You like your income. Like so, like for example, alimony is a thing. Not in Florida. Florida alimony doesn't exist in Florida, but that's where you have to pay her monthly.
Right. Yeah.
Like
no alimony.
some women, like they marry dudes. Dudes come up. They don't have to work no more in their life. The only time I say it's okay is like Amazon. Like Jeff Bezos. Like his wife helped him build Amazon while they were married. So yeah, I believe she should get half. Like if I'm in a situation like that where like I start something like Amazon and she helped me build it, when we go to court to get a divorce and they give her half, I'm not mad at that because she's entitled to that half.
So
she helped me.
Can you put a price tag on having kids and taking care of the house? Can you put a price tag on that?
Like saying it's only this amount that's supposed to do that?
No, I'm saying because you're saying that, okay, Jeff Bezos' situation, she helped him build Amazon.
Correct.
For a woman who didn't have to work anymore but is carrying kids, can you put a price tag on what her value was to that life or that family? That's where it gets dicey.
It gets dicey, but like for me personally, like if I get a divorce, like if I'm through the courts, even if I'm not through the courts, if I'm rich like that and, you know, she the mother of my children, she's taken care of regardless.
Sure.
Because she the mother of my children. I'm not taking care of her because of my children. Yes, I'm taking care of my children, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like the mother of your child, she holds a special place in your heart, in your life than like a girlfriend does.
Yeah, it's a deeper bond than just an ex-girlfriend or just
even if y'all end on bad terms,
right?
The fact that she birthed your child
you
or children,
have a love for her some type
and
of form.
That love is
and vice versa
level.
though.
Yeah,
and vice versa. That's why, man,
I might not fuck with you, but I'm always gonna make sure you straight. I'm always gonna make sure you straight. I may not fuck with you. I may not like you, but just know you always gonna be straight.
That's how I don't get how people be really hating their baby daddies, baby mamas. Now there is fucked up situations where niggas was just ain't shit, girls was just ain't shit, correct, and they just do vindictive shit to each other. And so, but I feel like that shit only hurts you because y'all have that bond.
Exactly.
And it hurts the kids and it does this. And that's how they be like, I'm not letting them see the kids and I'm not doing this for that whole.
Now I'm going to spin the block and I'll say this. I do believe in being married to each other. We have a mutual agreement that we're married, meaning that's where it kind of spins the block on that loyalty and that trust thing. Because
but not on paper? Why won't you?
Why do I need a paper to say I'm married to somebody?
Taxes purposes. It's the
my tax is gonna be
law.
cheap. My tax is gonna be cheaper.
But I'm saying, like, you don't want her to legally have your name. What about that? What about the kid? Like
the kid gets my name by if I sign his birth certificate.
No, for sure. No, I get you. But I'm just saying, like, the whole family unit, that, like, oh, the Clarks, she want her to be Mrs. Clark.
She could still go by that.
She could go by that, but
she could legally
change
her name. She just got to pay for it at that point.
But why not be married?
Because I just don't want to go through the hassle of having to go through, oh, well, before you can leave this person, you got to go through marriage counseling. And then the counselor has to say, oh, yeah, no, there's no fixing them. Or does the marriage counselor say, oh, yeah, I can fix them. Now you can't get a divorce when y'all both want a divorce. But the marriage counselor says, no.
I don't know about that.
I seen it happen.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I don't know. That's like some military marriages, some shit.
Nah, this happened in my family.
Oh, and the counselor said y'all can't get a divorce?
The counselor that they believed that they was fixable with counseling.
Oh, nah.
So that, and think about it, everything comes down to a judge. Like, I'm not anti. I'm just I don't want to go to court for nothing.
I hear you.
So
understandable.
It's like,
I just wanted more understanding of what your mindset was.
I'm not against being tied to one person for life. No, I'm just against being tied to one person through the courts.
Somebody gonna see this and be like, this nigga toxic as hell. They gonna be like, this nigga's a red flag. I swear. They gonna see that shit and be like, this nigga a cheater or some shit. I guarantee you.
No, but it's not like cheating, because I would still be with somebody forever. I mean, if she mandates that it has to go through the courts, and I really care about it, I really like her, then, I mean, like they say, for every man, there's a woman that'll make him change.
Boy.
Then I'll change.
I honestly feel like...
But I haven't met that girl yet.
I swear this friendship really makes me feel like I'm just a big-ass simp. I swear, bro. I swear, bro. Because you so fucking strict on these hoes, and then I'm motherfucking just be like...
Because guess what? Think about it. I hold them to the same standard they hold us to. Like, for example, a girl want me to have 800 credit score. She want me to have my own place. She want me to have my own car. And my car got to be a certain kind of car. It can't just be a car that just works. She want it to be a nice new car, or this, or a decent car.
Right.
She want me to have a certain credit score. She want me to make a certain amount of money. Okay. I'm not against your standards. That is perfectly fine with me.
Now she got to meet your standards.
Now you got to meet my standards.
That was... And the crowd goes wild.
And I'm gonna say this: my standards, it's hard for a lot of girls to meet now, because just one of them, not all of them.
Let me ask you this: Do your standards are they in the same category as the ones that women put on men?
Yes. No, I'm not gonna say, okay, you say this now. I'm gonna try to double or triple what you're asking for. No. Okay, you want me to make 100,000? I need you to make 100,000 a year. You want me to have my own place? I'm not gonna say you gotta have your own place, because I know some girls they daddies are protective, and they roommates, or sometimes they live with their parents until they get married. That, I understand
college
that.
Or they work or whatever.
So I understand that. Or you say, oh, I gotta have a car. You gotta have a car too. And there's only one kind. I'll say this. This is me personally, and it's just for personal reasons. If a girl has a Nissan Altima, I can't talk to her. No sir. No sir. No sir. No sir.
No Nissan Altimas. You heard the man.
Nissan Altimas, no.
But with that being said, I just feel like the rules are different, bro. Like, I feel like a man should have his own money. I'm not gonna put a number on it. I feel like a grown man trying to date a woman, unless you're in the tri-state area or you're in Japan, or where public transportation is the wave.
Exactly.
You should have a car as a man. I think if you're out here trying to date, I think if you're a man trying to court a woman, you should have a good job. And to support somebody before you trying to date somebody. Because I'm not trying to date somebody if my pocket's fucked up. I'm just not trying to do it.
It's funny you say that, because I had this random thought just the other day, and I was gonna make a story about it, but I ain't feel like dealing with the backlash. The thing that gets me is I don't understand, and this goes. I'm not gonna say this goes for some women too, but mostly men. How you out partying every week and don't have a car? You asking for a ride? I look at it like this. What do you like when you go out and you party, you celebrate, you turn up? What are you celebrating turning up for? I look at it like this. You celebrating that, like my granny always say, feet don't fail me now. You happy that your feet didn't fail you for another week? Like, and the reason why I think like that is because when I was in Germany, I got to Germany, I was 19 years old. I always been a sneaker. I've been a sneakerhead. I got in the game in 2010, so I was what? 13.
Well,
I was
it had to
13.
be something little.
I was 13. Flint 13s was my very first shoe. That's just a side note. I still got them too. I still rock them. And I got the ones from 2019. I don't rock those. But a dude that was there, he was kind of like an older dude. He had been in the Army for a while. He wasn't old in age. And he was like, I ain't have a car. I was walking everywhere, taking the train, go see a girl or whatever. And he was like, like I was talking about shoes, buying these shoes this weekend, buying shoes that weekend. He just watched me for like months. He was like, what shoes you got this week? So I was excited. I was telling him, because I was young. I was like, he was like, yo, nigga, you got your priorities all fucked up. I was like, what you mean? I was like, I like shoes. He was like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
He said, but how you get from point A to point B? I was like, I just walk, take cab, train, whatever. He was like, that's cool and all. He said, but this money you spending on shoes, you ever thought about if you just not spent that money on shoes and got you a car? Because now you're an adult, you're a grown man. You need to have wheels, reliable transportation, because you ain't gonna always be able to walk everywhere, and you don't want to depend on nobody. And I learned that from my granny and my mama. You never want to depend on nobody.
Facts.
And he said, well, shit, at least you fly while you walking. When he said that, and he just walked off. He didn't even he just walked off. He's like, at least you fly while you walking. I thought about it.
Boy, that shit stung.
And that shit still sits with me to this day. And that's why I had that random thought, because I'm like, I have the mentality now, really after he said that, I'd rather not be fly and have wheels than be fly and no wheels. Like, I'm at the point, I don't know, it's just because I'm older. I'd rather have a nice crib, nice car, and have to shop out of Walmart or whatever. Like, have like bad shoes, like old shoes, old clothes. Right. But I got a nice place to lay my head, and I got a car.
And I got money in my pocket.
Exactly. I'd rather have that than,
I know where my next meal coming from.
Exactly.
I ain't looking at moving my savings from my check-ins to make sure I don't goddamn overdraft type shit. But
exactly. So
we don't know. Hey, listen, sometimes you got to bump your head before the light come on. And I ain't going to sit here and be all high and mighty and be like, boy, I ain't never had to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Same here. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you got to do that. You know, but
it's just financial literacy. I feel like you don't get financial literate until you fuck up some money.
You got to fuck up some money. You got to. You got to fuck up somebody.
That's the only way you're going to become financially literate. And outside of that, you just have, I was lucky. I had somebody older to spit that game to me.
Yeah.
So not everybody going to have that, but if you got that, be receptive to it. Like,
for sure.
And just think about what they're saying. I ain't saying you got to act on it, but just let it marinate. Like,
what my mom always says is, what you can use. What you can't, throw it out. Everything that somebody's telling you is not always going to be applicable to you.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean throw the whole thing out. It might be one thing that's like, damn, that was real. But a lot of people, as soon as they hear one thing that don't align with their life or what they got,
they get mad.
They get mad or they throw it all out. But they said 20 other things that was applicable and could have helped them.
I'm always listening. I'm always listening to what people tell me, because I'm always trying to grow as a person. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I just ask people, like, what do you think of me? Like, people that know me, like, just tell me what you think about me, so I see where I've grown or where I need to grow some more. Like,
how do you feel when if you ask that question and then people tell you a trait or something that you know that's not you? How do you receive that?
I don't get mad. I don't get upset. I just ask them to elaborate. Just tell me what gives them that perception, that idea of me, and then I just go from there. And then, like you said, some stuff, if it's applicable, you keep it. If it's not, throw it out. Just be like, okay, whatever. If it's not applicable, I'll be like, you just making some shit up.
Right,
okay,
right.
So, like, I've been in a situation where somebody just made some shit up.
Right. Or I hate when, like, you ever ask somebody some shit and they gave this, like, blanketed, it's super vague thing. It's like, you don't know me. Like,
exactly. And then when you ask them to elaborate, they just be repeating. I'm like,
right.
You just trying to just say something at this point.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't even value your opinion.
Side note, I know this is coming in left field, but I'm going to ask it because I was talking about this to my nephew. Do you believe your lady when she says anything about your meat, bro? Pause. But I'm gonna give you some more context. So me and my nephew was talking about it. We both talking about our chicks and stuff, and I'll be like, Man, I don't believe no girl. Like, all I know is, hey, I'm straight when I'm working. I ain't got no complaints. You know what I'm saying? But when she try to tell me something or she try to say something, I be like, I take it with a grain of salt. Because I feel like all women gonna tell they nigga that they are extremely satisfied with the equipment. And he was saying the same. He was like, bro, I take it with a grain of salt too. Like,
I'm in the same boat. Like,
I
don't even need to elaborate. I'm just in the same boat as you. Like, in my head, the only thing in my head, I'm like, you told another nigga the same thing.
Boy, I need to ask the women right now, okay, as niggas, what can we do? Not that it's keeping me up at night, but just a rule of thumb. Help us know, what will a girl say that'll let you know that she's not just capping for her man? Or what can a nigga ask or whatever to know that she's not capping and you really like that to her type of time?
Okay, I know you the host, but now I got a question for you since you just asked me. So, you know, a girl gonna tell you this and this about your package.
Yeah.
What about when you tell her about hers?
I'm not gonna lie.
How you think that the woman thinks?
Look, all I'm gonna say is, ain't no cap in my rap. But I ain't gonna lie. Have I gassed females? Yeah, I've gassed people. You know what I'm saying? Any gas, any compliment, anything that I could say about it wouldn't be enough. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why I feel like when you have feelings involved and there's love involved in that shit, you don't want that regular hookup. You don't want that shit no more, because that shit hit different, bro. That shit hit different when feelings involved, bro.
I'll say, yeah. I'm not gonna disagree with you. It does. Like,
I feel like that pussy get wetter. That pussy everything get nastier. Everything get wetter.
Yeah, like,
wait.
It just, you know, it hits that unlocked character.
What?
And
well, you do things you
it changes your life. You know what I'm saying? So I just, yeah, I take, if they take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, I'm not even mad about it, because I'm taking what they're saying with a grain of salt. I say this, you know, if we go on that, like, I don't think I've ever been in love. I think I've really liked a girl before, but I do get what you're saying though. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, you haven't been in love, and you saying it exactly right, because, bruh, when you do really find that person and that shit is reciprocated, that shit is completely different. That's why I used to say the same thing. Like, I ain't never been in love before. Dog, it hit different, bro. I'm in love right now.
How does it hit?
I'm in love right now.
Okay, let me ask you this.
When I thought I lost her, I couldn't breathe.
So, but see, check this out. I'm gonna ask you this, and nobody's ever been able to give me a straight answer.
Okay.
How do you? I'm gonna ask you two questions.
Okay.
Number one, what is love?
Man, defining it,
because I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why I don't know if I've ever been in love.
I know you can feel that motherfucker. I know that. I know you can feel it.
Okay.
I don't got the words. It's probably somebody that's really eloquent and they can explain it. But bruh, you can feel it. It's different.
Okay, so how do you okay, you just told me when you knew, but how do you know it's love and not just strong feelings? Because there's a difference between the two. It's a fine line, but there's a difference between the two.
Because I feel like you can have strong feelings for different people. That's true. I feel like the love shit, that shit, it feel different.
Okay.
Like you start, oh shit.
So let me ask you this, because there's a difference between the two. Are you in love, or do you have love for her?
I had love for her.
Okay.
I'm in love now.
Okay, because so you do know that there's a difference for having love and being in love.
Hell yeah.
Some people don't realize that there's
I love all my dogs. My dogs. I love my dogs. You feel me? I'm not in love with none of y'all niggas.
Because that
I was in
weird.
love. I had love for her. I loved her as a person, who she was individually.
Okay.
I'm in love now.
So now,
what I'm saying.
I mean, you know, I know it's this podcast, but it's kind of switching a little because we talking about, you know, the whole thing.
This my dog. This is his podcast too. I am him and he is me.
I need him to help me, like, bro. Like Future said, turn on the lights.
I'm looking for,
like, you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you watching this and you single, I am single.
Hit my dog.
But like he said, if you got outrageous standards,
come correct.
Just know you got to be basically the standards you got for me. I hope you got the same. I hope you meet them,
boy.
Just that simple. Like, if you don't meet them, if you come to me without high standards, I'm not gonna come to you with high standards. I'm big on matching what you put out.
Reciprocate the energy, and there's no other way that we can end it. Part 1, because we gotta have my nigga Clark back in this motherfucker. Yeah. Listen, it's good to be back. Appreciate you coming through, my boy. You feel me? Listen, you already know what it is. Make sure you follow my boy. I'm gonna have all the ad-ins. You feel me? You already know what it is.
Stay tuned for what I'm putting out in 2023.
Wait.
Oh, and I'm gonna just tell you this too. If you follow me before 2023, I am dropping my top 5 pickups of 2023 because I did, like I said, I'm a sneak app. Got my top 5 pickups, and my 1 and my 2. I'm gonna tell you this now. It's gonna be controversial. If you like shoes,
real
it's gonna be controversial because I'm still going back and forth. But then I'm gonna drop another part to it as well. It should be dropping next week because the first is on Sunday.
First is next week. Stay tuned to my boy. Appreciate y'all tuning in. You probably seeing this a month after we done shot this. It's okay though. That's how we gonna do it. We out this motherfucker. You me?
Hold up, Mike done did it again. This is that real spit. This is the real deal. All of that capping inside of your rapping, yeah, we do not even appeal. We talking about real feels, but you gon' be missing your meals. So go ahead and sit back and relax and go ahead and no capping, that's real.